Hi everyone, I'm Gautam aka the Seeker of Wisdom. I'm a manifestation coach, and in this video, we're going to be talking about why self-concept is important while manifesting an SP. Now, before I do so, I'd like to remind you guys I am available for coaching. I offer hourly, monthly, email, and DM coaching. The link will be in the description down below. I also have a Facebook group where I upload resources and where you can ask questions anonymously, and a mailing list where I will post my latest offers and articles as well. On top of this, I also have an Instagram page where I'm primarily based off of, so be sure to check all of them out. Again, all the links are in the description down below. So without further ado, let's get to it. So what prompted this video was a Instagram live I was having with one of my clients, and she was talking about why self-concept is important while manifesting an SP. I think it was one of the questions we were having, and I wanted to talk about this and really expand on it really quickly. And the short answer to it is that the answer really is it's all about sustainability, right? It's not just about manifesting an SP back, but it's also about sustaining that relationship potentially forever. That's the key right here. It's to sustain it, because you can manifest an SP regardless of your state. Like, make no mistake about it, you can be in a very shitty like self-concept, and you can still manifest your SP back. But what happens is that, are you able to sustain it over a period of time is the real question here. And 9 times out of 10 the answer is no. Because of your self-concept, you revert back to your old stories as soon as the SP comes in. You can't differentiate between the 3D and the 4D version of SP, and you really pay more attention to the 3D, and you start to look at the 3D for what it isn't, which is it is just a reflection, and you don't see it as that. You treat it as though it is already it's very real, when all that is truly real, like I said in my previous video, is just your imagination. But you forget about this when your SP comes back in, and you revert back to the old story and the old assumptions, and what happens is that the SP leaves again. So this is why self-concept is important, because you are not going to react in the same way again when SP comes back. And this is what we want to address here with self-concept when we're talking about SP. Is we want to develop a strong self-concept where you are not triggered by everything that the SP says or does, to the point where you are indifferent to it, because deep down that you are the operant power, you are the creator of your reality, and that circumstances do not matter, and that your thoughts create your reality, because you're the only one with free will, so they have to conform, right? When you can remember all these basics, right, like, you wouldn't be concerned about whatever SP does, because that if you see something unfavorable from SP, you are able to change it because of your strong self-concept. And that you are the creator, and you really are always in the creator mode rather than slipping into the reactor mode, right? So that's the key here. You are always in kept in the creator mode when you have a strong self-concept. So for example, say SP doesn't text you for a day, right? Say if you manifested an SP back with a very shitty self-concept, for example, you are definitely going to react to it. You're going to think, SP is going back to his old ways again. He is not texting me, he's not responding to me. And I'm really talking about this from a lady's perspective, but this applies to guys as well, right? And you revert back into that old story, and you start spiraling again, which isn't what we want. Whereas if you truly have a very strong self-concept, you are indifferent to it, because regardless of if they text you within a day or not, they are still yours. They are not going anywhere, because your thoughts create your reality, and that as long as you are stable, confident, and secure, nothing will ever push them away. And that this behavior does not reflect what's going on. So you're going to persist in it more. You're just going to take it as a sign to persist in your new assumptions, stories, and thoughts, and you're just going to take that as a sign for that, and you're going to persist in it. Now, what does it mean to persist? It means not giving in to whatever that's happening in the 3D, right? So a conscious manifester, a creator, what he or she will do is they will go back into their inner conversations, and they will maybe talk to their SP and get that reassurance they need from there, instead of looking for it in the 3D. They also wouldn't go into like talking with their friends or family, like, pretty much ranting about this, because they know that that isn't going to help. Instead, they are going to, look within, and they're going to, step into the creator by affirming otherwise, and they're going to persist in that until that happens into fact. So that's really the key here, is to really, be the creator of your reality. Know that this does not matter. Know that, whatever that they are doing right now does not matter, and really stepping into the creator and declaring otherwise, and persisting in that until it happens, right? So self concept is all about being unshaken by the 3D, and really, stepping into your true power, which is you are the creator of your reality. But how does one develop the self concept when it comes to SP though? You really start seeing yourself for who you truly are, which is you are the prize here, right? Don't glorify anything that your SP may or may not do, right? Be it, whatever they say, or be it through their actions for you. Do not glorify anything, right? You are the only one who is supposed to be on the pedestal, and not them. It's never about them, it is always about you. So always make this story about you more so than the SP. Always put the emphasis on you. Do not settle for breadcrumbs, right? Thinking that they won't come back unless you settle for this, right? Because oftentimes people make this mistake where they think that, unless I do this, or unless, I stay quiet, SP is going to leave me. That's not the case, right? If you actually, like, really persist in the new story, SP is not going anywhere. SP is always going to be with you, and you have to affirm that. You have to persist in that assumption, however unlikely it may seem to you from where you are. And that is a result of self-concept, really. Another thing you can develop with regards to self-concept is really seeing all the benefits and all the pros that you bring to the table in terms of this relationship. What are the things that you are bringing into this relationship? How much love are you offering for your SP, right? And really seeing how much value you add to this relationship is really going to boost your confidence, right? And really understanding your true worth in that sense is going to, message you, like, not to settle for less. So take time to reflect, like, how much, like, your SP is truly lucky to have you as their partner, and make this about you again more so than the SP. This isn't about you trying to prove to your SP why, you should they should be in a relationship with you. It's more about why they want to be in a relationship with you, right? I hope I'm making sense. It's more about you more so than anyone else, right? They should be coming to you, giving you all the reasons they want to be in a relationship with you, and not the other way around. And in order to be in that state, you have to stop glorifying or putting emphasis on every single action that they do or don't do. Instead, all you have to do is just sit back, focus on how you feel, and if they are not giving you whatever that you desire, do not settle for it. Instead, you go back into your mind and you persist in the 4D version of them. Now, what do I mean by the 4D version of them? It is the ideal version of them that already exists within you, and by entertaining that version more, and by focusing on that version more so than the 3D, the 4D version has to be pushed out, and the 3D will fade away. And this is easier said than done for some people, and I'll explain that shortly as well. But again, coming back to self-concept really quick, is never settle for less, right? Never say, this is the best they can do, right? If it's not what you want, if you feel like you're being treated very unfairly, do not settle for it, and know your worth. Do not hesitate to say no if it is not what you want. If it's, let's say, you want a relationship and it's a friends with benefits kind of situation, and they're asking you to come over, do not go, do not settle. Instead, you say no, because that they have to conform, and until they do so, right? Because persisting in the new story takes a while for them to like show up in that way in the 3D. So until that happens, you stand your ground and you say no, regardless of the consequences, right? They are not going to go anywhere. They are always going to come back. Believe in that. Do not settle for less. So remind yourself of that. So with regards to the 4D version of SP, that version has to be pushed out, and it is also not to be confused with what you see in the 3D, because the 3D version and the 4D version, like, see them as two separate entities, and that's really going to help you when it comes to persisting in the 4D version of SP. Do not compare them with the 3D constantly and wonder where this 4D version is. This version has to be pushed out, so be patient, right? Because patience represents faith and confidence, and confidence is a huge part of self-concept. Again, coming back to the whole theme of they always have to come back to me, because where else would they go, right? Coming back to, like, that kind of a questioning, rather than thinking, will they ever love me, and replacing it with more of course they will, why wouldn't they? You see the difference between the questioning, guys. It's really like day and night, because one questioning says, give me reasons why they would leave me, right? And that shows, that invokes confidence. And the other one, which says, will they love me, like, it shows, like, lack. It emphasizes lack, right? So one, like, when you're coming from self-concept, with a strong self-concept with regards to SP, even the questions that you ask often comes from a lot of, like, confidence and power, right? And that's what you want to invoke in all of your, the words that you speak. So that is really what a strong self-concept looks like. And what this does is, even when you're in a relationship with your SP, you wouldn't be affected by their actions in any way, and that means you're going to always be in your creator mode, instead of reacting and potentially sabotaging that relationship because of your thoughts. They may do one thing, and because your self-concept is not stable, you think, oh, they are doing this because they want to leave me, or they're not texting me because they don't want to be with me anymore, for example. And then that causes you to spiral, and that may not be true during that time, but eventually something is going to happen or transpire that's going to cause them to leave you again. So we wouldn't want that to happen. So in order to prevent that, in order to sustain this relationship, and in order for this to be a joyful relationship, you need to have a strong self-concept. And that means being unshaken by the 3D, staying faithful to your vision, and always giving gratitude for the person you are, for the wonderful relationship you have, and really boosting your confidence, and really seeing yourself for the price that you truly are. Guys, we have come to the end of this video. If this video resonated with you, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Also, turn on the bell notification so you will be notified when I upload a new video every day. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, as I will upload a new video every single week. Guys, holiday season is here, so wishing you guys a very Merry Christmas and a happy holidays. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Take care and stay safe.